Another funny story about with Sam. Obviously, Sam hadn't won he hadn't even been on the podium for a few years with Specialized, and nothing to do with Specialized. It was just, Sam had a few injuries and one after the other, and that knocks your confidence, knocks your fitness and everything else that all comes together to end up with not the results that a rider was having a few years before. But I know Sam, speaking to Sam since, and all the things we've talked about on the team, the Specialized bike that he got towards the end of his contract with Specialized was a new carbon bike. I think, he's mentioned before that he liked the Specialized bike. It wasn't like some people think, he just only liked the Iron Horse bike, but obviously he liked the Iron Horse bike, but he also liked the early Specialized bikes, and he had some great success on them. And then when they were one of the first people to make a carbon downhill bike, and things have moved on, and people have figured out how to make carbon less stiff and whatever. And he just didn't quite gel with that bike as much. So a combination of that bike, injuries, all the other factors that were going on, accumulated in him not having the results that he'd had the previous few years. And quite a few people said to me, why are you sponsoring Sam Hill? He's been and gone. He's had his best time, and that was it. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? If he gets a bike that he's happy with, if we can have fun, I think Samuel can win again, no problem. And that was just me thinking that, not like other people telling me. That was my thoughts on it. And other people were like, "Nah, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your time." I'm like, but I don't really listen to other people a lot. I take on board what they say, but if I believe in something, I'll just go for it. Anyway, when Sam, just before we signed Sam, this was another winging it thing. Sam said, "Can you send me a bike to test, please? So that I can ride the bike." Yeah, no problem, mate. No worries. Shit, we don't even have any. We didn't have any bikes. I was like, because we had the prototype bikes, and the only bikes we had were what the team had. And I'm like, oh God, I've just promised Samuel I'm going to send him a bike. I hadn't even got one. So I thought, right. So I went and took my bike apart, sent him my frame, because luckily we're the same size, so we both had a medium frame. Sent him that. RockShox sent him a build kit to go on it, and we shipped him off that. And so, again, I was super nervous. Like Sam said, right, I'll go and test the bike tomorrow, and then I'll let you know. We had all the contract, all the agreement on how much money he wanted and everything. So then I was like super nervous again, not sleeping at home, thinking, oh no, how's he going to get on with our Nukeproof bike? Anyway, the next day, he emailed me, "Bud, the bike's unreal, signed the contract." So I was like, right, cool. So that was how the contract, that was literally how it went. So again, I was like, wow, we must have a decent bike if Sam Hill likes it. So that was a really, it was a boost for me and a boost for everybody else. And then that first year, come onto the team, tried to keep a few of Sam's sponsors on board. So I was talking to them. That was quite a challenge. Like, he'd been with Troy Lee Designs clothing for many years. We used, I had a good relationship with Royal Race Clothing, but Sam wanted to try and keep that on. I remember having an absolute nightmare with Stickman trying to get our logo on the front of the jersey. He hated the logo. I was like, well, Jamie actually paying for the team, so that logo's got to go on the jersey. All these things that people don't know about, that you spend months and months going backwards and forwards, changing, doing all that stuff. That's the boring stuff that goes on, but it's part of the job. Anyway, we managed to get to a position. Then Sam did a little edit on the bike on one of his local tracks, and it looked amazing, and that went out and people were buzzing on it. But, still, coming into the race season, we wasn't sure how it was going to go. And in that first year, Sam got on the podium twice which was unreal. He actually, I think he qualified third at Val di Sole. Obviously, the Val di Sole famous Sam Hill run from 2008. This was 2012, 13. But he qualified, he either qualified third or second. And I thought, this is it. Loads of people coming up to me going, Sam's going to win this. And I'm like, I was so nervous, mate. I was like literally just shitting myself at the bottom of the track. And but more than anything, I wanted him to win, you know. I think he was second on the top split. And then I knew Sam got faster and faster down the track, but he came out of that really wild, steep, rooty section in the middle, where it kind of turns right and then drops down, turns left before you go onto the flatter section. And there's a massive boulder, got kicked out into the berm, and he hit that full chat, committed, and flipping went over the bars. And I was like, oh my God. So that was a big disappointment. But yeah, his results started coming, and he seemed to be having fun, and I got on straight away really well with Sam, and we had a great season, and obviously the whole team was buzzing, and it was just going in the right direction. And then so moving into 2014, everything, you know, was moving forward. We had the same bike, which he liked. We had you know, really cool colorways on the bike, and the kit looked good. And I think we'd moved back to Royal Racing there because the thing with Troy Lee didn't work out too well. I can't remember why, but it was always a mission to make our logo look good. Anyway, the team looked great. The guys were buzzing on the look of the kit. The bikes were blue and yellow. Everyone liked the look of it. So you know yourself, if you feel good and you like the look of your bike, that's a big part of being confident and wanting to do well. And so came into Fort William World Cup, and I think Sam qualified first, and I'm like, we're on here. And then flipping Troy Brosnan went and won his first ever World Cup, you know, his mate and former team rider that he'd mentored. And Sam was like,
I was going to say, almost protege, you know?
Yeah.
What a guy. That's fun, yeah. You must be like, for shit's sakes.
I was like, come on. I was like happy for Troy. You know me, I'm happy for anybody that wins a World Cup.
Yeah.
But that particular day, you know, I thought, oh my days. You know, it's in the UK. All the CRC people are there. All the Nukeproof guys are there, which are the same people. And I'm like,
you're like, I'm going to look like a genius if he can just win this race.
Well, not me, but you know, it would have been a nice thing to happen. But anyway, Sam was close to winning. We got second. It was still a fantastic day. And then we went on, got some other good results, and then we were going off to Mont St. Anne, and Mont St. Anne's a big thing, you know, a big iconic another race like Fort William. Sam's obviously won a world championship at Fort William and had many good results there. So we went off to Fort William, and one thing that people maybe don't realise with our team was whenever we were travelling abroad, it was quite difficult for us because we didn't have a factory team backing in that country. So, you know, we have to source our own tents and our own things like that. You know, there's no vehicles that we can use from, you know, say a big brand that has multiple setups in every different country. They get help from that. So it was always a challenge for us going to somewhere like Mont St. Anne. So we went into Mont St. Anne, got there. All the lads were riding fast. Obviously, Sam was right on the verge of winning and being on the podium. And also that weekend was a huge weekend media-wise because Santa Cruz and Specialized both were launching their new carbon downhill bike, you know, and they both had, you know, a lot fast riders on their programs like they always do. Sam won it. Unbelievable. I think to this day, one of the best days I've ever had, you know, at a bike race. Sam beating those brands on our, you know, Nukeproof bike and with our little program that we had. that was just phenomenal, mate. I was so happy. And Sam was really happy because he hadn't won a World Cup for ages. And it was just unreal, mate. I don't, it's one of them days that I'll be buzzing on for the rest of my life.